So just that it's not red herring. You're not just. I'm not scaremongering. It is real. You will get attacked, and as you know, Sony, even the firm, the interview couldn't shoot because of cyber threat and cyber attack. RSA in 2011, which is supposed to be a security vendor, got compromised, and IPRs got missing. Again, in the US, when the President Obama was making his inaugural cyber policy, Central got a Twitter account. Well, it's just a Twitter account, but it was a reputational damage. So all this is showing is that it is real. You take it serious. Cyber Operation Center, what is the need? Is it just another thing for you guys to take away and do something and put another £5 million in research? No. The landscape is expanding. Before we had a laptop, and it was a brick laptop and a desktop. Today, an IT chap has over 4 different devices, an iPad, an iPhone, an Android, whatever, and a laptop. So the diversity, the veracity, the volume of log, the volume of data produced by one single person is now in millions of bytes. So, and again, you find out that information, what is important to you, could well be that singular email to the CIO on a mobile phone. So spear phishing, and that's a conduit. So I'm not making it sound very horrendous, but the problem is things are growing with Internet of Things and Enterprise Internet of Things. You could actually connect to your fridge for refuel, connect to your CCTV at home, and open your gates and all those things. They're all IP enabled. Therefore, the veracity of the estate is expanding at a very high pace. Again, point solutions, colleagues of mine have all researched in IDSs. They are in the ecosystem, but they don't solve it all. So you do need IDSs, you do need firewalls, but these localized type point solutions hasn't helped an enterprise. So all you need to do is aware of having all those point solutions reporting centrally, so you have a dashboard of the health of the estate. And that's what the Security Operations Center should be looking into, and using those big data, leveraging on the analysis of those big data, security analytics to provide you a quick response over point solutions. Again, some of the people that work for you could be disgruntled. So majority of the time, 55% of the time, any attack or most attacks have leverage on the privileged user. In certain areas, privileged user is their major threat. Some people, some welfare systems pay out benefit, and some of those benefits are paid by people, or people are in the process of either authorization or making the payment or initiating the payment. So these people they also know your estate very well. All they need to know is to make sure they distribute 2 pennies to 2 million accounts, and that's a huge amount of money. So they wouldn't even hit the threshold of triggering an alert, because it's only 2 pence over 2 million people. So if you pay out that and you initiate that particular transfer to go through, which will seamlessly go through, because it doesn't even require supervision. It doesn't require seniors to authorize it, because it's only 2p. And nobody knows it. It goes under the radar, and the over 2 million people, if you spread that payment, that's a lot of money. So privileged users needs monitoring. These are key takeaways. So you will be compromised someday. So what are the defenses? So I'm not going to step through this. Again, before it used to be one network connected. Now the boundaries are no longer hard. It's all soft boundaries. So there are partnerships with institution and academia. There is partnership between academia and industry. So you now have federated extranets who you trust, but those people can be conduits. So security is about the weakest link. You break one, as the guy mentioned, the audio guy, is a supply chain impact. So even buying a rogue device from a vendor could actually be the conduit to your estate being compromised. So this is a picture. I'll try and walk you through what they do, what they should do. I think I've used much of the time. But what happens is that, again, referring to Alex's question, what you need to do is to be able to have all the data from your log sources in your estate reporting to a central database. or a central repository, which is the log collection. So the log collection is about where do you send all the logs, the sys logs, the DPI logs. If you're allowed to DPI, you have to speak to legal. Again, the net flows, the audit logs into a centralized place where you can then carry out the analysis. The analysis will be to correlate those things, to analyze those from disparate sources from the state, and make sure that you have an actionable incident to follow through. So those actionable data is what you then triage for incident. So incident is only potential until there is a security breach. And it follows down to the incident responder. You should have the capability to provide incident to a level until you go for expert incident responders. So I wouldn't recommend for you to stand up an incident responder, but you need to have that capability within the SOC to provide the basic response mitigation controls before you go for the high end, which is maybe data forensics or information forensics or digital forensics. You do need a minimal capability of somebody knowing what to do in the face of adversity. So that collection, the left-hand side is just telling you what the log sources, what I mentioned as log sources. It could be the switches or the web for detection or the portal or the IDSs. Some of those could also be point solutions within another device. So you could have the VMware, in another VMware you install another program, in a VMware you install another probe or another sensor. So each of those should be spitting out logs on their own rights, then from there also to the parent device where they're installed. And all of those must report their logs. It's a must, unless there is a technical reason why you couldn't do that, because any of those could be a compromised path. So the right-hand side of it is also another log source. So it could be your AD, it could be the mobile, or the desktop, or firewall, or database. All needs to push their logs to the central log collection. And then the overall analysis from your log collection to your analysis to your response provide you the wrapper, which is the situational awareness wrapper. So some people just send you a report, and they send you a report called situational awareness report. All they're reporting is the number of incidents that have occurred in a week, or the number of log feeds that generated alerts, or the number of devices that got compromised. And I'm not saying they're not situational awareness. They're only a part, a subset of what you need to know. They're only providing you reports of the health of the state.